Orders are due this Monday at I Want More Comics and Games. We make them available online so you don't miss out for your comic, trade paperback, and manga choices. This week we offer all the new Absolute printing so you can grab what you missed. And for number ones, the list is deep. Mark Spear's Midnight Man, Tigress Island, Super Creepshow, Pickup, Captain Marvel Dark Past, Sentry, and Lenore. Dork number 2 with an amazing Invincible variant to continue the theme month tribute. Don't miss the facsimile editions of hard-to-find classics. Place your order before 6 p.m. Monday night, either shipped or in-store pickup. See you at release.
Sunday.
Mm-hmm. We're back at it.
Something about the whole chair. No, only need the edge of the seat. I don't know what it is.
You can sit in your whole seat. It's fine. We got
stuff and things.
We sure do.
Where's that?
I definitely did not lose track of time and completely set up and ready to go.
No, I absolutely noticed that you would never do that. No reason at all. 5 minutes later, I came and says, "Hey, want to join me for a show, kid?"
It's fine. Luckily, we have a bit of just a giant chunk of stuff we got to talk about right off the bat. This is the final orders due show, which means that these are comics that don't exist yet. They are on their way. What does that mean to you? Well, it means a couple things. One, you have full range of stuff that's available. And not only that, but you can order multiples. So if you want 2 or 3, you can do that from here. Now, you can only do that for the next, let's say 24 hours. The cutoff time is 6 p.m. on Monday. So now's the time to take a look at everything that we're ordering for the store. We're going to go through things that we think will either add to the rack or some things that I think will be pretty limited and potentially you should buy for yourself to make sure you get that. The first things first, how do you get here?
Well, 2 options. Everybody publicly can come to the website here, the I Want More Comics and Games. Up at the shop, we have the final orders due. It's the second bullet tab up there, only behind the new releases this week, which we'll get to that Tuesday. Or if you are a Hold Slot member, you can log into the portal and place all of your orders there. We do prefer that. Thank you so much. It makes it so much easier for us to turn around and service that. With all of the pre-order items here, there is almost never anything that we expect to be a priority or a first come, first serve kind of thing. As long as your orders are in by tomorrow at 6 p.m., we expect to be able to completely fill that. Of course, there's going to be something that makes me a liar at some point in time about that, but hey,
yep.
We're still batting pretty high on the averages for that. So options abound.
Well, our first couple pages are just littered, sir, and I don't know what you did. There's just so much, and it all looks like stuff I'd seen before. What happened? What did you do to our final order cutoff page?
I cheated because these are not actually on final order cutoff. And what I mean by that is that with the huge resounding success of DC, and they promise that they're done with second prints and additional printings, we're coming back for more anyway. Because
I remember you and I talking about it.
Demand is up. Demand for trade paperbacks is up. Richie made us buy 20 of the Absolute Batman #1 that's out there on the rack right now. So we are restocked on that. And Batman Volume 2 is out there. But we're talking about the additional printings here that start with #1 and up to an 11th printing. And you'll see that it kind of goes from there. What we did is it's kind of going against the grain. Everybody turns around and has that there. I'm going to say hey to everybody here in the chat because I wanted to click over that window because it's a good idea. And then welcome, Light One. Welcome.
Hey.
You're doing well tonight.
Welcome.
But because these are going to kind of they already printed them. They've already printed the amount of it. They say they printed a lot of it. We don't know what a lot means, but we can put our orders in. They are releasing, as an example, they are in 2 different batches here. The first batch will be March 4th. That we will see all the additional Absolute Batman printings, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman. And then the Martian Manhunter, Flash, and is that it? Is it just those 2?
I think it's just those 2.
So
Unless they do Absolute
like
Evil.
2 weeks after that they'll all be there. I'm telling you, this isn't even going to be on the rack. We can't make that much space on it. We've got a plan. We're going to have it available. We're definitely ordering on this, but this is the moment where all of you can secure your copy first in line kind of idea there. But if you have missed out on any of the individual issues and want an additional printing, just like the cover, whatever your reasoning is, it's order up time. They also put on there some normal ones and all this, like this Absolute Batman 16 second printing is got a foil and a regular. Arc M special has gone back to an additional.
Yeah, I don't want you to lose track of those because those are pretty big ones. Arc M sold out very, very quickly.
Yep, so and we do have a Derek Chew, just big, mean, and ugly kind of there and all this. We don't have images on the Flash, Green Lantern, or Martian Manhunter. That's what I was missing. Green Lantern was in my mind.
Oh, Geo, yeah.
But all these are just going to be the same as the cover with just a little different color on the logo. So they'll all be your artists that you're used to for that, just like you see all the others. Get your orders in, get in line for this. It will all hit like a monster truck. And we are going a little bit deeper this time. We don't know when they're going to come back for additional printing after this. So we'll try to have something on the rack for the people who seem to we constantly have somebody else who's catching up.
Yeah. And so from what it gathered to me is that because they've already ordered it, what they're trying to do is this thing we call evergreen, which is like if someone wants it, we can get it for them kind of thing. They don't give us numbers, however, in this scenario. So it's better to be on it early than it is way later. But like Keith said, there's just no way we're bringing in every single title. So if you guys would like it, make sure to jump in and purchase those. And I'm glad he highlighted them, but I don't want you to lose track of Absolute Batman 18 is in the mix all there. So those are the new ones coming out. So don't lose track of those in the giant sea that is Absolute. And then Absolute Batman Arc M Special it's on its second printing, which is really cool. I don't want you to lose track of that as well.
Both parts of the crossover of Wonder Woman and Batman are on here. Absolute Batman 16, Wonder Woman, is it 14? I could go back to that page, but both of those have second prints. Those are also first time on the reprint. You see them here, and all this 15 is what it is. So both of those are brand new to it for just second prints, where all the rest of the stuff is catching up.
There you go. From there, I thought we would talk about some crossover or cover themes, that is, because we have two pretty big cover themes. One that I think is blowing up, we've talked about before. Invincible, which we talked about last week, is kind of hitting a little stronger this week with 10 titles available to purchase, to include a really important number 2 that I wanted to bring up, which we don't really have to talk about it because everyone's already like jumped on it. I've seen like 4 or 5 different Dork number 2 purchases already. But there is an Invincible crossover going on all month long, and this is the big one. I think this is a bigger chunk of them all. Keith and I really like this cover so much. So make sure if that's something you're interested in, filter that out, find your Invincibles, and do not miss out on all these really, really great covers.
There's not a loser in the bunch, and there's just so much there that'll go at you. You know, the Dork is obviously high because of its popularity of the launch. That series is doing amazing. I love this Die Loaded with Adam Eve on it. It's just done so well. And many of these other covers just have the characters in a great spot. Even getting over to Kirkman's Skybound universe over here with the Energon universe.
It's stupid good, man. I can't handle this.
So good. Such great stuff. So get on these. We definitely will have stock on them, but I expect to get, just blown up as soon as these hit the rack. When we turn around and receive them, even more people will be paying attention. Don't wait. Be there now. Place your reservations. Be right.
The other one we have is a crossover event through Marvel that is doing Doom homage variants. So this is also going to be a month-long thing, but we start with the next batch here. several covers that you'll remember, and I think it's just going to be pretty fun to try to collect them all, kind of thing, especially for my Doom fans. And I think Marvel's it's easy to miss Marvel theme months because they kind of overflow a bit. But this one I think is unique enough that people will like it, and I know a lot of Doom fans will be looking out for it.
Yeah, you can see your Marvel superhero Secret Wars here and all this. You can see your Fantastic Four. Ooh, I want to say it's 5. I think 5 is correct, but it's the first appearance of Doom, the homage cover there. So really, really excellent keeping inside the theme. I really love this one. Knock, who even gives the credit there to Kirby because it was originally a Kirby design. Just smart stuff.
Secret Wars one from Captain America is pretty fire too.
Yes,
and Lashley.
Yep, it's great. It's across the board. If it's your thing, it's available.
There were not a ton of number ones this week, which is interesting, but there are a few that I'd like to talk about. One is in Marvel Comics. Captain Marvel is getting a new number 1 featuring kind of like the legacy of Miss Marvel, the cosmic being. Kind of Miss Marvel's got plenty of story when it comes to backstory and origin, so kind of breaking down the dark past of Captain Marvel's a great idea. Paul Jenkins, who did the Century of Wolverine origin, is on the helm. I think it'll be a good series. If you are a Holdstop member, you will be tied to it from your Captain Marvel ongoing.
Good luck on your choices. David Nakayama, Ejikir on a foil, Fan Yang, J. Scott Campbell, Joelle Jones. It's murder's row.
Yeah, so. It really is excellent. One that I haven't got to talk about, a publisher that I really do enjoy. I thought they did really good at the start, kind of pittered out after 2020, and can't blame them because who didn't? But AWA Studios is back with a one-shot called Pickup. This is kind of like a dark murder mystery that focuses on our obsession of influencers and social media and kind of what it takes to be all enveloped in the world of constantly being online and constantly being part of an algorithm that sustains you within your own world. So Michael Coast up at the front end. I think it's going to be a real good one, and AWA is really, really good at kind of throwing a curveball and hitting it out of the park. I do suggest it for my indie readers and people that really like the one-offs. Having it as a one-shot really helps out.
Yeah, all-inclusive story there, and just one thing really works well for this. The Allison Sampson variant also is very stylish.
Yes. Over at Dark Horse Comics, we're getting a new Star Wars, The High Republic Adventures Pathfinders. This is 20 years after Phase 2 of The High Republic, for those following along. It can get a little cloudy when you're trying to follow the Star Wars lore, especially between Dark Horse and Marvel. Adventures typically means that it's going to kind of lean more towards all ages, kind of jump into easier to hand off to kiddos and things like that. That's what adventures means. So anytime you see adventures in the title, that's what should help you. Like, you can hand that off. It should be the whole family can read it kind of thing. This is going to focus on, new Jedis, part of the High Republic, and moving forward with that lore.
And again, 6 issues there, so you're starting right at the beginning. Star Wars: The High Republic was a universal effort to tell tales through comics, through books, through other media. So they all have a synergy and a respect for each other. So, like, you're not seeing the same character do totally wild and different things throughout all the different stories.
Moving to a really whacked out one from Strangers publisher. This is about as indie as I think we could possibly get, but it is called The Electric Chair, number 1. Just a huge anthology, 36 pages of absolute whacked out storytelling in comic strips, a bunch of cartoonists, and features with Adam Falp as your guidance counselor here.
If
you're into, this is the opposite, not for kiddos. This is definitely going to be adult. Harken back to what I think is 80s grit indie comics. I think this is your jam if you're into that stuff.
That's definitely what I was bringing up, was your segue abilities to go from an all-age book to a absolutely adults only kind
of. We'll slide over to Mad Cave Studios, with an interesting holiday special. Dick Tracy is going to get a St. Patrick's Day special with a one-shot, and I just think it's going to be great. If you haven't checked out the new Dick Tracy run, it's had some serious success, especially from its predecessors, and I think that the team that's a part of it has given it kind of the clout it needs to kind of keep going. St. Patrick's Day special, especially a one-shot, is just going to be awesome. I think it'll be great read if you're into it, and I think it'll be an easy pickup if you're a Dick Tracy fan.
Yeah, so like you said, with the popularity, if you hadn't tried, I think they're about 15, 18 issues into the run that's been going on and doing well. But since you have a one-shot here and all this, you have the opportunity to just try it out as, kind of like a sampler and see if it is in your world and flavor. Dick Tracy's known for a little bit of that Rogues Gallery kind of angle inside of it. So not quite the exact same thing as Batman, but definitely we saw that from, the movie where, some of that elements kind of peeked through with that.
All right, moving on. In Mad Cave we stay. It's going to be 51, number 1. This is going to be a sci-fi thriller story about people that clean up the Area 51 leaks around the world. So a bit of your, X-Files stuff, but more of a comedy, whacked out kind of concept. They're supposed to be keeping a library. Things are going missing, trying to figure out who and what could possibly happen that makes this go down, and it will lead to crazier and crazier events.
Has a very lone gunman feel from the X-Files run there, as opposed to the Scully and Mulder kind of thing. You can see the little
excellent
wacky team compared to, straight-laced FBI agents.
Next up, over at Antarctic Press, we have Cosplayer versus Shark, number 1. Is going to be...
Why, Richie, does this matter?
This matters because anytime we see an homage to Jaws or a shark, believe it or not, it simply sells better than any other comic. This is also considered like the Joker phenomenon. If you have Joker on the cover, it will be more valued in longer time or more sought after on the rack. It's just something we as the public and the masses have kind of decided. If you put a shark on the cover, we're going to buy it. And that has just been true for a very, very long time. This is going to be no less true. Whatever we buy when we put it up, for no reason at all, it will sell because of that shark on the cover. But outside of the idea that it's a great homage cover too, this does reference straight up Jaws, but this is just a funny, ridiculous book that I think Antarctic Press is going to have a good time with.
Yep.
All right. I think that's my number 1s. Oh, nope. There's one more, 2 more. Let's go over to Image Comics, where we have a one-shot kind of celebrating superheroes by Super Creep Show. Super Creep Show, it's just going to be a bit of a, just kind of a using the creep in nasty stories, but this time focusing on Creep Show and superheroes. It's going to be a mini series. The thing I wanted to put up Front Street is the writer. It's Kieran Gillian and Ryan North.
That's a pretty good team there.
That's one of my favorite writers of all time. Kieran knows how to find a voice and then give you something that hasn't been done before. So this might be a low-key hot item and a really, really great story. Even if maybe Creepshow's not your favorite, if you're into superheroes and like to see the twisted takes on that, this might be a random pickup that you might not want to miss.
Image has another one that's getting a little bit of secondary buzz. I don't
Bring it
know
up.
if you've gotten to hear about this yet, but Tigress Island. So this is hitting a little bit of people are taking notice. I'm getting extra orders on it already. It is a mini series from the writer is who did Johanna recently with that artist EPHK, or I don't know if that's supposed to be pronounced some way, from Harpy. But again, a group of down on their luck actresses are kidnapped to an island prison run by a sadistic female warden. Working together is the only chance to escape, but trust issues abound. So it's action adventure. I think one of the things that's kind of grabbing some eyes is that there's a couple covers here that really stand out. Like it's just good art kind of thing. And you know how maybe the bad girl kind of, always sell a little bit more and all this.
That
Luna cover on this. This is actually
I was gonna say that Luna Vecchio's got some legs.
Okay, that's not the cover. This is an NSFW. So
okay. So they
this is the we can show it on the internet version, but that's not going to be the final cover. Will be a little bit more risque.
All right.
I believe it is bagged at $9.99 for that. But like it's just, and here's your interior artist of can kind of get an example of what's what and all this. So this is starting to hit radars. So I kind of wanted to bring it up real quick and just say, hey.
No, that's an excellent poll. I don't even know if I had that on my number one, so I'm glad you grabbed that.
It's a big deal there. And right after it, do you have this on your list? Transformers 30?
No. Go for it.
We just took a retailer call on Friday. And I'm going to say this without ruining anything spoiler-wise and all this. It's all spoiled across the internet. It's a big deal. It's a monster deal. This character is a big deal. What goes on in this is a big deal. It is very big changes for the Autobots. How about that?
Yeah.
Without trying to ruin anybody's enjoyment of reading it on their own, this matters. This matters a lot. And you can kind of get a little bit of where they're going angle-wise with this. Just saying. Without trying to get down the road on it, and then still back to your invisible cover there. But if you have been on it, great. You're going to be rewarded. If you have not been on it, this might exactly be the type of time where we're talking about a key issue in the future.
If you've read Robert Kirkman before and you've read the end of his story arcs, typically they go out with bangs. So
this is big enough that Robert Kirkman said, I need to have a retailer call. How about that?
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
So Sean sat through the retailer call, took notes, came up with all the information and all this. And we will be increasing our order significantly on this book because of what we perceive will be popularity.
Excellent. Another one that I just was going to bring up for number one, Udon Entertainment has another Street Fighter Masters coming in. These have been a series of one-shots that have been pretty successful. The thing about them, though, is, as always, it's a very hard thing to order, knowing how many we need for the rack versus how many are going to sell. If it's something you're into, these are one of the ones that I would absolutely suggest you buy ahead of time to make sure that you got it and not worry about how many we're bringing in on the store.
I snuck this one into the video because I think it will just straight have popularity.
Yeah, it's just great.
It's great.
From there, I wanted to see if you knew any more info. I read about them, but in Insight Editions, we have these tiny book and pin sets.
I don't have a lot of info. I do see, and I've seen these kind of gift box kind of ideas before. But again, there is a collectible pin and a little book next to it that is being sold as a package with options of Batman, Superman, and then you want to go to Harry Potter, you want to be Gryffindor or Slytherin.
Yeah, so, it says it's got classic artwork featuring Batman's wisest quotes and life lessons, which is interesting.
I have a feeling that this is very all age, that it's not heavy in the content, That's more of just kind of a little for fun collectible. And at $12.99 for the item, that's not bad. That's, again, you're getting, I believe they said it was a metal pen inside of it.
Yes.
So enamel pin. So,
there you go.
Yeah. So, collectible, a little bit of fun, like absolutely must have for your collection. No, but know about it instead of trying to catch up later.
And not to bury the lead, but we have been really pulling back on our cookbook ordering. We used to have them all over the place, but that Pizza Planet cookbook looks kind of awesome. So if you were expecting us to have it, we might not. I would suggest picking that up. It does look dope.
This company is coming out with a lot of different things like that. You'll notice also the Minecraft, the official crochet book.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Crochet patterns for Minecraft items. I could see that being very, very successful for its target audience. I have no idea who the target audience is. I don't know how many of those people shop here.
Right.
So, we're definitely making it available, but not necessarily something that we're looking at deep stock.
The next thing I wanted to chat about is through Marvel, and it's a crossover event. So if you want to jump over to our crossover event, you can find the Amazing Spider-Man and Venom Death Spiral. Those issues are dropping, and I want to make sure that if you're looking for them, you don't get lost in the crisscross of Amazing Spider-Man, then Venom, then Amazing Spider-Man, then Venom. If you are looking to order them, you can absolutely find them through that filter every week. Just click that and pick up the one you haven't gotten yet. The other thing I thought was kind of neat, outside of course of the Bermejos that have absolutely been speaking on their own behalf every week on the rack, is we have a kind of like a spoiler variant that's classified. So if that's interesting to you, it's not going to look like that. It's just that we're too early and they don't want to spoil something with this issue. So typically that means it's going to have some sort of, I wouldn't say new character or anything like that, but a spoiler action, something that might give away what the story's kind of leading to.
Yeah, or a character going through a transformation. We saw that last time with the Venom ones. That
with Venom, yes.
Who was Venom? With that type of thing. So you see a lot of that on that type of thing. But Bagley's doing those for all of the issues of this series. The Lee Bermejos not only are part of Amazing Visions, like they had them there, but are also connecting this time. So you can see why am I only getting half of the Spider-Man? Well, because they want you to get 2 different books to get the full Spider-Man.
That is right. So don't miss out on those. Don't sleep. If that's your thing, make sure you don't miss out. Moving over to, we'll talk about DC real quick. Siren's Love Hurts has the Tula Lute crossover cover, and I just wanted to highlight that because the Poison Ivy was previous, and it's just going to be awesome all the way down the road. And I wanted to make sure everybody saw it. Make sure you pick it up.
Yeah, pretty good. That's definitely a different look there for Harley, huh?
Absolutely, yes.
But I like how she incorporated the pattern, the diamond patterns.
Yeah, with the robe. Excellent stuff. Then we have a couple facsimiles from 3 different ones. Since we're at DC, we'll stay there. Detective Comics 1937 475 with the Joker Fish is getting its facsimile edition for 2026. Of course, I'm going to highlight it because it's the Joker Fish. Like, it's one of the most iconic stories of all time. And it's one of the ones that are very difficult to get a hold of. So if you need something or just want to read it or have one in your personal collection, this is the best and cheapest way to do so. If you want to make it something special, I would suggest the foil edition. That way, when you do get the replacement, you can have 2 and have the shiny one as well.
Yeah, you should know Marshall Rogers, but if you've like kind of heard the name, this is probably his most iconic cover.
I think so, yeah.
But there's plenty of other work out there that's really good for it.
Speaking of shiny, over at Image Comics, we have a reprint edition, kind of celebrating this Invincible month. We have an Invincible #1 foil edition reprint. I believe that this means that all of them are going to be foiled.
That is my understanding. That is the way it's as solicited. You have There's two different ones here that look like the original number one. One is straight up the Cory Walker. The other is Dave McCaig's recolor, like he's been doing on the Walking Dead Deluxe and many other Skybound properties. You do get I will say this, calling it the foil edition and then making a blank is kind of a little crazy. I don't think this is foil. So
I would agree with that.
That one's, they're lining it up that it's part of this, but yet I don't think that's actually foil.
Unless you really, really hate an artist.
Yeah,
like, draw this foil.
Wild and weird there. And then the this one is, what if Ryan Otley was on it issue 1? What would he do?
Yeah, what would he have done? Yeah.
That's not a bad idea to give people that.
The last facsimile is going to be over at Marvel Comics. That is Silver Surfer number 1 is getting its 2026 edition. Just an iconic and fantastic cover. And
this is better than you know.
Huh?
This is better than you know.
Oh, then teach me the ways, sir.
This is starting off a reprint of at least the first 8 issues of Silver Surfer from the 70s.
One of those series ones like they did with the Fantastic Four. This is excellent news.
So this is a great time to grab in and subscribe to a series. Issue number 1, all of these are so tough to find. Issue number 3 is First Mephisto. Issue number 4 is that famous Thor battle cover. You know, like there is big deal comics in this, and they are going to monthly put these out for a little bit. And like I said, it's at least the first, I think it was 8, might have been only 6, but it's at least that first starting point there to get people fed. If it is successful, there you know the rules. There's no way they're stopping there. They'll do all 18.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yep. They don't tend to go away from things that make money. So if you're interested, make sure to pick it up. That concludes our time today. I really appreciate
Richie's in trouble.
I'm in trouble?
I'm sorry, Richie. I'm going to have to report you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Lenore.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about Lenore for a second here. Why did I think that Lenore BB Gaga was coming out this week?
So last week on FOC, we did the foil edition of this because it had to get the extra time.
Yes.
Now are the regular ones. That's what we do there.
That's what we did. And
Lenore has switched to a series of one-shots. So Curse of the BB Yaga is actually the second one-shot. And what I wanted to bring up to everybody is don't get lost in the mud about that, is that this will be new. There is another Lenore that you're going to see on the rack. It is a different set of stories. You never even have to read all of them to get there because it's Lenore and it's not supposed to be that deep of a thing.
Yeah.
But don't miss it if you want it, because that's the point, is you're like, oh, well, I think I already took care of that before. You might not have.
That's exactly
They're
right.
all going to be called number 1, but it's a series of one-shots. And we did change it in the system. If anyone's cold slot, you can subscribe to, it's called Lenore one-shots. So you can get onto all of them and we will take care of it.
Perfect. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate that catch.
Yeah, just really don't want Richie, Sean coming in here and just giving you the flying elbow.
Yeah, you know what? He will absolutely just attack me. So I'm glad you saved me from that. But that does conclude for us today. Again, the whole point is we are guiding you through the things we're highlighting. Go through it yourself. Make sure that we didn't miss something, because I can't get in your brain and know exactly what you want. These are just things that I think are interesting and Keith thinks are interesting. There's a lot of cool stuff that we did not talk about. It doesn't take that long to get through these pages, especially if you're like, I'm good with Absolute. That's like 2 whole pages out of the way. So take a look, make sure you don't miss out, and we will catch you on Tuesday for our half-hour hype show, which is going to be comics that are coming out this week. And then Wednesday, when Sean and I get together and jump in front of the camera to show you new trades and buys we've brought, some of the highlights of those items, and the first place you can get really, really cool, unique store items before they hit the floor even. So we will catch you guys afterwards. And until then, have a great comic book week.
Thank you one. Thank you all.
Orders are due this Monday at I Want More Comics and Games. We make them available online so you don't miss out for your comic, trade paperback, and manga choices. This week we offer all the new Absolute printing so you can grab what you missed. And for number 1s, the list is deep. Mark Spear's Midnight Man, Tigress Island, Super Creepshow, Pickup, Captain Marvel Dark Past, Sentry, and Lenore. Dork number 2 with an amazing Invincible variant to continue the theme month tribute. Don't miss the facsimile editions of hard-to-find classics. Place your order before 6 p.m. Monday night, either shipped or in-store pickup. See you at release.